Welcome to Madrid Reviews. This is your host, Christian Madrid, and on today's video, we're going to be talking about The Accountant 2. Let's get to the review now, yo. Alright, y'all, let's get into this. So, The Accountant 2 is a great movie. I had a fun time watching this. It was a good movie. Got to see it a little early because, yesterday was tax day. So, I guess they had early showings for The Accountant 2 because it goes with taxes. How ironic. But, yeah, so I jumped on the opportunity to go see this movie early, and it was pretty good. I haven't seen the first Accountant film since it was released. But the sequel, I think, is much better. It's been a while since I've seen the first one, but I think I'll remember this one more because I don't really remember much from that first one. It was enjoyable, but this one, I found it to be better. Gavin O'Connor did a magnificent job directing this film as he managed to make the sequel just as good and entertaining as the first film, and I think even better. The writing is pretty good in this movie as the story is good and it keeps you intrigued throughout. The movie has some great characters to keep you interested throughout in it, and it has some great action in this film. There's some really good action. I was surprised, I think it's even more, there's more action, it's more bloody than the first one, I think so. It starts off a little slow, admit that, some parts can drag a bit, but I still enjoyed it, but I think the editing could have tightened it up a little bit, the pacing, and maybe, I think 15-20 minutes shorter this movie could have been. I think an hour 45 would have been better than like a 2-hour movie. That's just my opinion. The acting is pretty good as Ben Affleck does a great job, in this role, and he plays his most interesting and fascinating character in years in Christian Wolf in this movie. And John Bernthal is a great addition to this cast and gives a great performance, and he works well with Affleck, and both of these actors have terrific chemistry, and I bought them as brothers. The cinematography looks amazing as it's a well-shot film, and great and intense camera work throughout. The production design offers some great locations and set pieces, and the visual effects are pretty good with some solid blood splatter, that mixes both practical and CGI effects. The score is simple and suspenseful, and the sound design is nice and loud, Watch this in a packed theater with the loudspeakers, It's great for that. And overall, I had a good time watching The Accountant 2, as it's one of the better action thrillers this year so far, and I recommend checking it out. I give this movie a B+. We're eating very good watching this movie. In-N-Out, Chick-fil-A, Raising Cane's type shit. Alright, y'all, so that's the end of the video. Don't forget to hit that like button. And I know most of y'all haven't seen this movie yet, but, are you excited to see it? What did you think of The Accountant 1? And what's your favorite Ben Affleck movie? And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and alerts to know when I drop a new review. Appreciate you all for watching. See you on the next one. Have a good morning, afternoon, or night, whatever time you're watching this. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy day to watch me talk about movies. Thank you. Bye-bye.